and the Golden State Warriors in Game 1 of the NBA Finals. Chef Curry starting to cook. He's hotter than fish grease.
This team in green and white hangs around.
Oh, so much Steph Curry. Wild comeback here for the Celtics. Horford for the lead. Boston up by 3.
Thing about the Celtics, there's not one guy you can point to that had a hand in winning this ball game.
The Celtics take Game 1 of the 2022 NBA Finals.
Keyshawn, Jay, Will, and Max. We are presented by Progressive Insurance and coming to you live from the Seaport District of Pier 17, brought to you by Chase. So that was an unexpected Game 1, I thought, Jay and Key, last night. You know, it just felt to me throughout the game that it was, you know, the Celtics were staying in it, but the Warriors got it, and then they expanded going into the fourth quarter. And I remember right around, usually I think if the home team especially is up at least 5 with 5 minutes left, I usually feel pretty good about them. And it was right around like 7 minutes left, and they may have still had a double-digit lead, but it was a nice little lead. And then the Celtics started getting – I mean, the Celtics just kept scoring, and the Warriors looked flat on the other end. And the Celtics, and they take Game 1 on the Warriors' home floor. That is not something the Warriors are used to.
Yeah, the Warriors allowed that to happen, though. They opened up the door, and the Celtics saw the moment to seize, and they grabbed it. And the Warriors couldn't do anything about it at that point. Now, when you're down double digits and minutes of, the time is against you, because when I close my eyes, I'm telling you, I was like, oh, it's cool. You lean over, you hit the light. You're like, oh, okay, I'm going to get this last possession in, click over. I'm like, oh, they'll win. And then for whatever reason, being in New York City, you got noise everywhere. I woke up. I woke up, and it was like, I want to say it was probably 40-something seconds or something. And I had to rub my eyes and look
12
hard.
points, yeah.
Yeah, look. I was like, oh, that's not. Am I seeing Golden State on one side and is it switched? And then and when I woke up, I was like, damn, they getting ready to lose. And then I find out, obviously, after I do the little bit of research, that Jaylen Brown went nuts in the fourth quarter, and it was just, it was one of those games.
Yeah, Jaylen Brown was the difference in the fourth quarter. He was the guy that got them back in the game, scored or assisted on 20 of their first 23 points in the fourth quarter, which allowed them to go on that 40-16 run. But one of the things I love about our show is that we're allowed to get very personal at times, right? So I talked to a lot of beat writers. I've known Ime Udoka for a while. I've known Jason Tatum, obviously, since he was a freshman at Duke. And one of the things that used to happen before in the past is that a lot of Jason Tatum's effort and other aspects of the game were factored into how he scored, right? So, Key, you've heard this before. Like, if certain guys aren't getting touches, they're going to check out, right? They're going to check out of the game. They're not going to do the little things. I'm sure Keith, there are a lot of analogies like wide receivers blocking things of other sorts, right?
You got to stay in tune in the game doing other things.
1,000,000%. So one of the things Ime Udoka has been preaching to Jason Tatum is that your impact on the game isn't just scoring. It's in other aspects, what your defensive pressure is, how you get people involved. For Jason Tatum to have 13 assists in this ball game goes to show you about his evolution as a player and how he's maturing in the game, because he's not always forcing it, and that's monumental for this team.
Udoka, by the way, Udoka, Key, what Jay just said, it's such an important message from Tatum, because in your first finals appearance, you're cold. I read it in the Sports Center, 13 assists is the most ever for a person in their first finals game. The most ever.
I like to always go to my favorite coach in Bill Parcells.
Parcellian, as you call it.
Yeah, Max says Parcellian. Yeah. So as you said, though, Jay, for a wide receiver, there's other things that you can impact the game doing. And I remember he told me, he goes, you're not going to get very many touches this particular game because this is what's going to happen, but you got to stay in tune at blocking, running your route still crisp, making sure you're lifting the coverage. You're doing all of those sort of things, because in the end, we're going to need you at some point in time throughout the game.
And I always thought you were a great and winning player in whatever stats there were.
Yeah,
I always
statistics don't mean anything.
That's
what people to argue about on Monday morning.
But your image was flash and big talk, but actually your play was play was like
Newsday.
Like blocking, tackling type stuff, doing all the dotting all the I's and crossing all the T's.
Because like Jay said, though, with a guy like Tatum, you're so used to, just like me, I'm so used to coming out of college. Oh, we're passing, going to me. So, soon as I see the formation here to play, I'm getting the ball. When you become a pro and it doesn't happen for you right away, you tend to kind of just take it easy. You take a step back. You don't get as engaged because you're used to one thing. But once you learn, I can impact the game many different ways because of who I am. I'm going to take double teams. Even if I don't get the ball, they still running to me.
It's a team play.
They're going to run to me. They're going to blitz me because they think I'm getting the ball. And I'm not getting it. It's setting up for somebody else. Now I can go block or do some of those things. So you gotta have that mindset, and that's good that Udoka could get him to do those sort of things.
So Tatum was talking at the post-game presser because the question we asked going into this segment, Jay, was this dude shot like that? He did, but if you're a Celtics fan, is that like a good thing or a bad thing? Because you might think, man, that dude ain't going to shoot like that every time. This is what Tatum had to say about it.
We're in the championship. We're in the finals. All I was worried about was trying to get a win, and we did. And that's all that matters at this point. So, I don't expect to shoot that bad again, but if it means we keep winning, I'll take it.
We get every single game because there are these 2-3 day periods between games. The media has a lot of time to dig down into all these stats, right? So even Draymond Green said, hey, it's the first one to win 4 games, not the first one to win 1.
That's right.
Which is so damn true.
It is
so if
very
you're
true.
Jason Tatum, you're looking at this saying, I was 3 of 17. I don't give a damn because I played D, I had 13 assists, and we won the game. We got one on the road. That's all that matters. And the effort, man, that you saw from the Boston Celtics, here's one of the things that I pay attention to all the time. And people, I don't know how it is in football, Key, but I know in basketball, we used to see LeBron James do it a lot. It might be the middle of the second quarter, there's a timeout being called, and you'll grab the box score. And you'll be looking at it like, damn, man, we getting out-rebounded by this. We got to give effort on this. And people always think that it's taking to, you're looking at your points or you're looking at your stats. But no, you're trying to survey the game and recognize junctures in the game that you need to execute better or give more energy or effort to. There are multiple times throughout the course of the game where you're knowing Ime Udoka's he's not shooting, he's not playing well, but you didn't say Ime Udoka take him out, did you?
Mm-mm.
He led
He's
the
having
team
a positive
in minutes.
influence on the game.
He led the team in minutes,
yeah.
42 minutes, because he's still impacting the game in different ways.
So that's basically self-evaluating in-game scouting when you're looking at the box scores, right? You're there on the sideline and you're looking at the stat sheet, but people might think you're looking at the stats when you're really doing in-game adjustments in box.
Why are you laughing?
I'm only laughing because, Key, I'm just going to say it because Key will get it. Depends on what team you're playing for. There's some teams, Key, you know what I mean?
Those are teams that's not winning.
Yeah, they're I got 34.
But when you
but
have
not teams in the finals.
Yeah, when you have a winning culture
yes,
team,
winning culture.
They looking at something totally different. In football, you said you didn't know if it was something like that. Well, in football, nowadays they got the iPads, so to speak, and they're sitting on the sideline just making those adjustments. They're not necessarily looking at the stat sheet because we already know if a dude is gashing us on the offensive side of the ball. Plus, I know in my head, I think I got 6 targets. I probably got 70. I already know what it is. At the end of the game, we get the stats, and we know at the end of the game, as soon as the game is over, we got them pressed, ready to go on our bench so we can take a look at them.
Dale in Maryland, you're on with Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max, ESPN Radio.
What up, Dale?
Good morning, gentlemen. This is really an honor because I've been a Celtics fan for quite some time, and I'm going to make this prediction right now. Boston will win this series 4-2. I told a lot of my friends this, and I said, I even tell my 15-year-old grandson, 1 player will not beat 5. And I was deeply hurt when Kyrie Irving left to go to New Jersey. But right now, I feel that was the best thing for this team because I think he would have stunted Tatum's and Brown's development and growth. And right now, I am overjoyed. I know it's just 1 game, but what they say, pressure bursts pipes. And I think after Sunday's game, if Boston somehow pulls off the second game, I feel that, like I said, with the right there, the Celtics are the perfect team with the perfect coach. And gentlemen, I really want to thank you for. I've been on the phone for quite some time waiting, but right now this is like my Christmas come early.
Well,
Thank
Dale,
you, and y'all be blessed and be safe.
You stay blessed too, Dale. We're glad you're calling. All I'm going to say to add to Dale's point real quick is the process helps you. Kyrie Irving was a blessing for the Boston Celtics, right? Like me losing my freshman year in college to Florida and getting embarrassed in the Sweet 16 was a blessing because I stayed my ass for the summer, worked out like crazy, was motivated, and all that led for Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, the ownership of saying, no, Kyrie, we love you, but you're not it for our team, helped this team be to where they are right now.
Progress is not just linear, pointing straight up. There are
bro.
bumps on the way up there, but that's part of the process. Keyshawn, Jay, Will, and Max is presented by Progressive Insurance. Your small business keeps you on the go. Progressive Commercial Insurance keeps your policy within reach with their easy-to-use mobile app. Learn more at progressivecommercial.com. Jaylen Brown stepped up for Boston. What happened to the Warriors supporting cast? Next, ESPN Radio, ESPN2.
The Boston Celtics come up with a 40-point fourth quarter and a stunning double-digit comeback.
I'll give them credit. They had us on a